So I got these from Trader Joe's. Welcome back to my channel, guys. My name is Elanjolee. Unfortunately, today's one of those days where my microphone decided not to work, so I'm gonna have to kind of make it do what it do. But today I'm gonna be doing a meal prep for the week. Today is actually Monday. I'm off on Mondays. I do not work on Mondays. So I'm going to be kind of having more of a semi-simple kind of meal plan because I got some things from the Asian grocery store. So I'm going to be incorporating those into the meals today. A little update on my weight. So my weight has been going consistently down. Kind of what I do is I have kind of like big milestones. So for example, if one of my weight loss goals is to go from 205 to 193, that's kind of when I say, okay, oh, I hit this milestone. And there may be like 10 milestones. It's an app that I use. I'll link it for you guys if anybody's interested in trying that. But yes, I'm gonna go ahead and dive into my meals, and I'm gonna kind of give a little bit of what I eat in a day and kind of go from there. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so I'm done cutting up my taro. I'm gonna go ahead and transport this to my steam basket that's nicely set up over there. So this is a 2-level. I'm actually gonna separate it a little bit, and then I'm going to add, I'm not adding any seasoning or anything onto this right now, only because I'm gonna be doing kind of different things with it. I may later on like season it once it's cooked to make fries, or I just may have it kind of steam with a little bit of salt on it. I think the good or the beautiful thing about taro is that you don't really have to do too much to it, honestly. But my steam basket, one of my friends actually introduced me to this. My friend Caprice introduced me to this maybe like a little bit over 2 years ago. And I had seen it, but never really understood what it was used for. But this has been absolutely the best thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish putting the taro on to both levels. Okay, so today's one of those days where I'm mainly just gonna be using frozen vegetables. This is everything, all of the veggies that I had in my freezer. I try my best to kind of like max out anything that I have in my pantry, my freezer, my fridge. That's my son. Before I kind of do like a big grocery haul. So that's what I'm doing today. That's why you're kind of seeing kind of random things. I'm going to be making kind of 2 or 3 different vegetable sides. So I'm going to be doing kind of a mixed blend with roasted garlic. This is from Trader Joe's. These are just broccoli. This is the only fresh bag of Brussels sprouts that I have. I'm gonna add in some mushrooms, and I have some frozen bags of Brussels sprouts. The frozen like Brussels sprouts are the one thing that I'm not a huge fan of, but I don't know, we'll see how that goes. But the next thing that I'm gonna be doing, this is a boiled lotus root slices that I got from the Asian grocery store. My neighbor, who's Korean, she told me how to make it, so I'm gonna make that and I'll show you guys. Hopefully it comes out as she told me. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put all of our vegetables into a pot or into a bowl first, mix it up, add my seasoning, and then kind of go from there. I'm gonna show you guys what seasoning I'm adding as well. All right, so I have all of the veggies in the bowl. I'm just gonna mix really quickly. That's some broccoli. All right, and I'm gonna show you guys what seasoning I'm using today. So I'm gonna first start off by adding in ginger. So I got these from Trader Joe's. I am a fan of ginger in food. Once again, I've kind of mentioned before, but I'm really into Asian cuisines. So anything with that kind of gingery flavor, I'm gonna love. So I'm gonna put about 3, but that's not really 3. That's probably about like 2.5 cubes of the ginger. And then I'm also going to add in some crushed garlic. I like things garlicky as well. So I'm going to add in 2 of those. Then I just have some onion powder. Let's see. I'm gonna add in some onion powder. Just kind of sprinkle over. I usually add in more after I cook it, so we'll kind of see. But I also have some, this is just some frozen, what are these, chives? Yeah, I'm gonna put in the rest of those. So that's one thing that I recommend doing. This is something that kind of my neighbor told me to start doing. It's like I will cut up my herbs, especially if I'm getting something from the garden or from someone from the store. I will cut those up and then freeze them. So I'm also gonna add in, this is Thai basil. Let's see, make sure I'm focusing on it. I got that from the Asian grocery store as well. After I'm done cooking, I'm going to cut up this whole thing, wash and cut this whole thing up, and freeze this as well. But today I'm just gonna give it a little wash. I'm gonna kind of just twist it in there. This is just red chili pepper flakes that's crushed. That's all this is. I got this from the Asian grocery store as well, but you can honestly just use the regular crushed chili peppers. So I like my food to be spicy. I'm not gonna make it too spicy, but I'm gonna add a little bit or a lot of it, or whatever, you know, however you see it. Now this may be a little bit different. I am actually gonna be seasoning my food with the Tahari seasoning, which is like soy sauce, only because sometimes when I add it in as it's cooking, it gives me a little bit too much salt. And the good thing with this, what I'm doing is the veggies are frozen. So vegetables in general release a lot of water, but especially with this one being frozen, it's gonna give me a little bit of extra water. I'm gonna be making the boiled lotus root that I got from the Asian grocery store. As I mentioned, my neighbor kind of told me what to put in it. Now some things I can't put in it just because that's not kind of my vibe. For example, the sesame oil, but I am gonna be putting some sesame. But she said sesame oil, so I got sesame, water, soy sauce, and then she said sugar. So I'm gonna put a little bit of coconut sugar. So I'm gonna start with the soy sauce. And the reason why she said to add the water is because sometimes a lot of times with soy sauce, it can have a lot of sodium. This one is reduced sodium, but still. So I'm gonna add probably about 2 to 3 tablespoons of water. I'm gonna add some sesame seeds to this. And just a little bit of sugar, maybe like half a tablespoon. This is going to be going in the saucepan along with this to cook. Okay, so I also added some kombucha squash. I know I said that incorrectly. I'm gonna put the name of it. But once again, I did it kind of like how I did with the taro. I didn't really add any seasoning or anything on it. Sometimes I just like vegetables steamed, and then I add my own little thing at the end. So I just put this over the taro. I did add some more water to the pot, only because sometimes it can dry out pretty quickly, especially when you have a lot. So I'm just gonna cover this and let this steam for a little bit. So I finished cooking and I packed everything away. I'm gonna let you guys see tomorrow how everything kind of came together. I didn't realize that it was like kind of getting late, especially with the time change. So I'm gonna probably go do a little self-care and go to bed, and then tomorrow I'll show you guys kind of how I put some of the things together. I like to do kind of bowls, kind of mix match. I do think I wanna still make like a kind of an oatmeal bake. I'm actually gonna be sharing that recipe in my I'm doing like a kind of like a 7-day reset, kind of like ebook course type of thing, that I'm going to be launching in a few weeks. I'm going to be sharing that there, and I'll probably just share it in general. But yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to show you guys kind of how I put my bowls together. What do I think is the most effective thing for me for my weight release right now? I'm just kind of vibing that way. This week is when, you know, Mother Nature has presented itself. So with that being said, I have to be very mindful about, like, you know, cravings and stuff like that, because it's very easy. Trust me, this is something I've been having a hard time with. It is very easy to go off course during that time. I be telling people that, like, when I come over to your house, it's like literally a spread. So basically, I ended up doing a lot of like mix matching with my meals. I used all of the different ingredients that I had, and I made a lot of bowls. That's kind of like my thing. I like having different bowls, yet still using kind of like the 50-50 method, 50-50 plate method. But I like kind of having different variety. This week, my neighbor Connie, that I mentioned a lot in my videos, she made me kind of like some different sides. So I incorporated that, and I added a little bit of like avocado for the first time in a while, but it was so good. So I just said it to say, you know what works for you. Like I say, I'm more into Asian cuisines, so I have a lot more of that, as well as, you know, regular meals, whatever. But a lot of the potatoes, if you can't find them, you can also substitute for like sweet potato, whatever it may be, to make more of these bowls. So I'm sending you guys an abundance of love, positivity, support, all of that good stuff. You know, let's get these goals together. Until next time, bye.